that most English learners avoid speaking not because they don't know enough words, but because of one hidden, invisible barrier?
Wait, really? I always assumed it was grammar anxiety or not knowing the right vocabulary.
That's what most people think. But here's the truth. Even advanced learners with near-native fluency can freeze up the moment they try to say hi to a stranger in English.
That sounds so familiar. I've seen students who can write essays but can't order coffee without sweating.
Exactly. And today, we're going to uncover that hidden barrier and, more importantly, show you how to dissolve it for good.
Stick around, because by the end of this episode, you'll walk away with a simple, powerful method to start conversations in English, even if your heart's racing.
Welcome back to Master English Hub Podcast, the show where we turn language anxiety into confidence, one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Eve.
And I'm Adam. Today, we're tackling a topic that's near and dear to almost every English learner's heart, or maybe their stomach, if they get nervous, starting conversations.
Whether you're at a networking event, on a train, in a coffee shop, or even just saying hello to a neighbor, that first sentence can feel like climbing a mountain.
But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. In fact, starting a conversation is less about perfect English and more about human connection.
So today we'll explore why even fluent speakers stay silent, the psychology behind conversation fear, real stories of learners who broke through, and a practical, step-by-step method you can use today.
No scripts, no memorization, just real, natural ways to connect in English.
Let's begin by understanding why this is so hard even when you're ready. Let's be honest, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about starting a conversation in English?
For me, what if I say something wrong? Or what if they don't understand me? Honestly, I used to rehearse simple greetings in my head like a monologue.
Same. And many learners tell us, I know the words, but my brain just shuts off. But here's what research shows. The biggest obstacle isn't language, it's fear. Specifically, 3 fears. Fear of judgment, fear of silence, and fear of rejection.
And it's not just psychological, there's a cultural layer too. In some cultures, talking to strangers is seen as rude or intrusive. So, learners carry that mindset into English-speaking environments, where small talk is actually expected.
Great point. In the US, for example, a cashier might ask, "How's your day going?" Not because they need your life story, but as a social ritual. But if you're not used to that, it can feel overwhelming.
And then there's the over-preparation trap. Some learners memorize 20 conversation starters, but when the moment comes, they sound robotic. Like, "Hello, my name is Carlos. I am from Spain. I like football." It's correct, but it doesn't flow.
Right, because real conversations aren't performances, they're exchanges. And when you're focused on getting every word perfect, you miss the human being in front of you.
So the real problem isn't vocabulary. It's that we treat conversation like a test when it's actually an invitation.
And that mindset shift? That's where everything changes. Let's dig deeper. Why does small talk feel so unnatural for learners?
Because we're taught English through textbooks where dialogues are neat, predictable, and end in 2 lines. But real life, it's messy. People interrupt, change topics, use slang, or trail off mid-sentence.
Exactly. So when learners try to replicate textbook English in real life, it feels stiff. But here's a secret. Native speakers don't speak perfect English either. They use fillers like or like, and that's okay.
In fact, using a few fillers can make you sound more natural, not less. It gives you time to think and shows you're processing, not frozen.
Now, let's talk about questions. Most learners default to closed questions. Do you like coffee? Yes. Awkward silence. But open-ended questions invite stories. What kind of coffee do you usually drink? Oh, I'm obsessed with oat milk lattes. Boom, conversation.
And here's the magic ingredient most miss: follow-up curiosity. If someone says, I went hiking last weekend, don't just say nice. Try, oh wow, where did you go? Was it challenging? That shows you're listening, not just waiting to talk.
Which brings us to another hidden skill: comfort with silence. Many learners panic when there's a pause. But silence isn't failure, it's breathing room. Native speakers use pauses all the time.
In fact, a 2-second pause can signal thoughtfulness, not awkwardness. Try nodding, smiling, or saying, that's interesting, to keep the energy warm.
And one more thing: stop trying to impress. You don't need big words or perfect grammar to connect. You just need to be present. A simple, I've never tried that, how is it, can open a whole new world.
So instead of memorizing lines, prepare mindsets. Be curious, not clever. Listen to understand, not to reply. Embrace imperfection as part of learning.
And now, let's meet someone who did exactly that. Meet Maria, a software engineer from Brazil. She had a C1 level in English, could read technical papers, write emails flawlessly, but avoided speaking at all costs.
She told us, I'd rather send 10 emails than have one 5-minute chat. Sound familiar?
Then her company sent her to a conference in Toronto. She knew she had to interact, so she made a tiny pact with herself: one micro conversation per day.
Not a full debate, just one small exchange. Day 1, she asked a barista, is this line usually this long? Day 2, she commented to a fellow attendee, that session was really interesting. What did you think?
She didn't aim for fluency, she aimed for connection. And something amazing happened. People responded warmly. They didn't care about her accent or grammar, they cared that she showed interest.
Within 2 weeks, she was joining lunch tables, asking follow-up questions, even making friends. And her secret? She stopped trying to perform English and started sharing herself.
That's the breakthrough. Language isn't a barrier, it's a bridge. And bridges are built one small step at a time.
So how can you start doing this? We've refined Maria's approach into a simple 3-step method we call the Curiosity Connection Framework. Step 1. Open with observation plus curiosity. Instead of generic, how are you? Notice something real. Your dog is adorable. What's his name? This weather is wild. Have you seen rain like this before? Or, I saw your presentation. How long have you worked on that project?
Step 2. Listen to learn, not to reply. When someone speaks, focus 100% on understanding, not on what you'll say next. Nod. Say, really? Or, tell me more. People love feeling heard.
Step 3. Find the common thread. Look for shared ground, location, experience, or interest. For example, are you from here? Is this your first time at this event? Or you mentioned photography? Do you shoot film or digital?
And remember, mistakes are welcome. Said, I goed instead of I went? Laugh it off. Oops, my brain's still waking up. Most people will smile and relate they've made mistakes too.
One last tip. Start small, but start daily. Even 30 seconds of real interaction builds confidence faster than hours of solo study.
So let's recap. Starting conversations in English isn't about perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary. It's about showing up with curiosity, listening with care, and connecting as a human, not a textbook.
The fear won't vanish overnight, but every tiny conversation rewires your brain. You'll start thinking, I can do this, instead of, what if I fail?
And remember Maria? She's now leading team meetings in English and mentoring new hires, all because she dared to ask one small question.
Your turn doesn't need to be dramatic. Just be the person who notices, asks, and listens. That's more powerful than perfect English.
Because at the end of the day, people don't remember your grammar, they remember how you made them feel. Now, we want to hear from you. This week, try one micro conversation in English, maybe with a coworker, a barista, or someone in an online forum. Then, share your experience with us. What did you say? How did it feel? What surprised you?
Leave a comment on our Instagram @Master English Hub. or send us a voice note. We read and listen to every message and might even feature your story in a future episode.
And if you found this helpful, subscribe to Master English Hub on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. New episodes drop every Tuesday with practical tips to speak English with confidence.
Remember, every great conversation starts with a single word. Your word could be hi, wow, or even oops, as long as it's yours.
Keep speaking, keep connecting, and most of all, keep believing in yourself. We'll see you next time.
Bye.